So virology is study of viruses and किसी भी mature virus particle को we called as virion. Viruses जो है वो complexes होते हैं and these complexes have two components, protein and RNA and DNA, that is the nucleic acid, which is also called as genome, right? And complexes जो है वो without cellular structure means they don't have cellular structure. They are independent of metabolic processes. They depend on host for their metabolic system. Metabolic system से we know that metabolic system is metabolism and viruses का अपना कुछ ऐसा metabolism नहीं होता है, इसीलिए जो viral fever भी होता है that takes time. ठीक है, क्योंकि वो कहते हैं कि it will take its own time and then it will go away. It so metabolic system के लिए now how do it depends on host. It depends because वो कितने अपना genetic material host cell में डाल देता है and then it acts. So this side पे हमने virion virus का एक ये बनाया है एक general structure. General structure में we have three parts: envelope, capsid and nucleic acid. Envelope is the outer part, उसके अंदर एक capsid है and then the nucleic acid is there, that is DNA और RNA. इसी को हमने थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन किया है विरियन को लाइक थ्री पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करके, उसके पार्ट्स में जीनोम. ना जीनोम कैन बी ऑफ डीएनए, कैन बी ऑफ आरएनए, मींस दिस इज क्लासिफिकेशन. ठीक है, आगे जो फर्दर हम देखेंगे कि वायरसेस की क्लासिफिकेशन किस बेसिस पर की गई है. तो क्लासिफिकेशन कैन बी डन ऑन द बेसिस की डीएनए इज प्रेजेंट और आरएनए इज प्रेजेंट. इज द वायरस सिंगल स्टैंडर्ड और इट्स डबल स्टैंडर्ड, whether its structure is linear, circular, or segmented, and what polarity is present, right? So positive polarity or negative polarity. उसके basis पे भी we can classify the viruses. Now what's capsid? Shell of virus coated protein that encloses the nucleic acid is known as capsid. It is also called nucleocapsid because nucleic acids को वो कहते हैं सराउंड करता है. एंड इट इज मेड अप ऑफ कैप्सोमर्स. कैप्सोमर्स का फंक्शन है कि प्रोटेक्ट द न्यूक्लिक एसिड फ्रॉम डिग्रेडेशन, राइट? सो दिस इज द कैप्सिड एंड एनवलप. ऑफ कोर्स इट सराउंड्स द कैप्सिड एंड इट इज जनरली प्रेजेंट एज स्पाइक्स. लाइक जो HIV वायरस का हमने देखा है उसमें स्पाइक्स मतलब राउंड एंड उसके बाद कहते हैं ऑल ओवर स्पाइक्स आर प्रेजेंट इन दैट. देन अगर हम बेसिस ऑफ पोलैरिटी पे कितने क्लासीफाई करते हैं तो इट इज पॉजिटिव और सिंगल नेगेटिव स्टैंडर्ड. एंड पॉजिटिव स्टैंडर्ड कब कहते हैं? जब RNA ऑफ जीनोम हैज सेम पोलैरिटी एज ऑफ वायरल mRNA, तो हम उसको पॉजिटिव स्टैंडर्ड बोलते हैं. एंड इफ RNA ऑफ जीनोम हैज ऑपोजिट पोलैरिटी देन इट इज कॉल्ड नेगेटिव स्टैंडर्ड. Then if we classify viruses, it can be DNA enveloped, it can be DNA non-enveloped, RNA enveloped or RNA non-enveloped. So DNA enveloped example is herpes simplex virus, non-enveloped is adenovirus, RNA enveloped influenza or measles, RNA non-enveloped is poliovirus. So in this classification, we can see that we are comparing viruses on the basis of the presence of DNA or RNA and on the basis ki whether they are enveloped or non-enveloped. Then is diseases caused by viruses. Now if you are seeing your book, तो उसमें कितने बहुत सारे structures भी given है. That is not important. वो सिर्फ आप लोग के एक reference के लिए given है, right? Then diseases caused by viruses. Virus herpes simplex virus type 1, type 2, then varicella zoster chickenpox, simple smallpox virus and adenovirus. In this herpes simplex virus type 1, the disease can be encephalitis, keratitis, transmitted by saliva. And अगर उसका treatment की बात करें, then for encephalitis we give acyclovir. Herpes simplex virus type 2, that disease is herpes genitalis, aseptic meningitis, neonat infection. So transmission is through sexual contact in adults, and passage through birth canal in neonates. Then also herpes can be transmitted to the neonate, means a newborn child. And again, the treatment is acyclovir. Varicella zoster, that is chickenpox in children and shingles in adults. And the transmission is by respiratory droplets. The treatment is no antiviral therapy is present as such for varicella, that is chicken pox and shingles. जब किसी को chicken pox होता है या फिर shingles होता है, we just leave them मतलब वो heal होने के लिए अपने आप हम छोड़ देते हैं. There is no as such कोई therapy present for this. And fever के लिए हम medicine देते हैं, means symptomatic हम treatment देते हैं, but as such there is no antibiotic or particular medicine for these two things. Then is smallpox. Again, smallpox के लिए कोई medicine नहीं है, and it can be transmitted by respiratory droplets or by the direct contact with virus from skin lesions. Adenovirus, it can be pharyngitis or pneumonia, and it is transmitted through respiratory droplets, and again it doesn't have any treatment. Then this is the whole chart again, थोड़ा सा डिटेल में है. And the diseases are chickenpox, smallpox, polio, measles, mumps, rabies, trachoma, influenza and hepatitis. So अगर हम chickenpox की बात करें, so pathogen is herpes zoster virus. Epidemiology में कहते हैं it is contagious, fomite borne, incubation period 12 to 20 days, and symptoms में आता है dark red colored patch, or you can see crusts and falling of that crust from the skin. अगर हम prophylaxis की बात करें, so no vaccine, vaccine is available, but still they catch chickenpox after the vaccine also. And the only possible prevention is isolation. For in therapy, there is zoster immunoglobulin injections and all. Smallpox, that is variola virus, contagious, droplet infection से फैलता है. 12 days is the incubation period. Again, the appearance of rashes, and they change into pustules, scabs, and then they fall. Prophylaxis is its vaccine, but no cases reported since after 1978. But that is theoretically. I don't think so. Okay, there is no case reported from smallpox. There are still cases coming from smallpox. There is poliomyelitis. Poliovirus is there. Direct and oral transmission. 7 to 14 days is the incubation period. And symptoms may it damages the motor neurons, causing stiffness of necks, convulsions, and paralysis. That is generally of legs. The vaccine is soft vaccine and oral polio vaccine. The therapy is only physiotherapy. Then measles. For measles, it's rubella virus. It is again contagious. Droplet infection से फैलता है. 10 days is the incubation period. And in symptoms, skin eruptions, coughing, sneezing. Then in prophylaxis, it is vaccine and isolation. The therapy includes antibiotics and sulfa. Then is mumps, mump virus, again is contagious, droplet infection, 12 to 26 is the incubation period, painful enlargement of parotid salivary gland. So this is the symptom for mumps. Mumps vaccine and isolation is the therapy, and antibiotics are there for its treatment. Rabies virus. Then vector is rabid animals, that is monkeys, cats, and dogs. Means if monkeys, cats, and dogs bite human beings, then the human being can catch virus. So the incubation period is 10 days to 1 to 3 months. Symptoms में the spasm of throat, spasm of chest muscles, then you can have fear from water, that is called hydrophobia, then paralysis, and at last, if the case is just unavoidable, then death can be there. Immunization of dogs is the only thing that we can protect ourselves or the human beings from viruses. And therapy is pasture treatment, that is 14 vaccines in stomach. This is the old version. Now we have just 5 injections. Then is trachoma. Chlamydium trachomatis is the pathogen, and it is again contagious. fomite-borne. Flies are the vectors. Incubation period is 5 to 12 days. Inflammation of conjunctiva and cornea leading to blindness if it is not treated on time. The isolation is the prophylaxis, and for therapy we have tetracycline and sulfonamides. Then is influenza, that is flu. RNA virus में like myxovirus influenza is the pathogen. It can be airborne and pandemic. It can be pandemic. 24 to 48 hours is the incubation period and it lasts for 4 to 5 days. Symptoms bronchitis, sneezing, bronchopneumonia, leukopenia, coughing, etc. These are all the symptoms for influenza. Isolation is the prophylaxis, prevention, and the therapy is antibiotic therapy. In hepatitis, that can be epidemic jaundice also. Hepatitis B की बात कर रहे हैं. Hepatitis is of two, like hepatitis A, B, and C hepatitis. But here we are talking of hepatitis B virus. Again, direct and oral is the mode of transmission. 20 to 35 days is the incubation period, and till that time, liver cells can be damaged. They release bilirubin, and it causes jaundice. So prophylaxis is proper sanitation, proper coverage of food, water, milk, and the use of boiled water. Again, the therapy is just the vaccine, that is hepatitis vaccine. Now we are doing all the diseases step by step in 2 to 3 liners, and in your exams only the diseases come, like what is virology, what are the diseases caused by viruses, and explain 2 to 3 diseases, explain one disease in detail, like that. So you have just small short notes on all these, like we'll write what is the pathogen, then what is the treatment, whatever we did in this table. The same thing is explained in all these slides for particular disease. Like I may discuss 4 5 diseases and then you may do it yourself. If there is anything, then you may tell me. Like chickenpox is varicella. Like it is highly contagious skin disease. It is primary infection of children and it rarely occurs in adults. So varicella zoster virus is responsible for this disease and it belongs to herpes virus group. Transmitted chiefly by droplets and skin contact. Symptoms are dew drop like rashes accompanied by fever, uneasiness, and aches. And it can be healed or treated by the use of boric acid, calamine lotion, benzoate lotion, and it reduces the itching and tendency to scratch the skin. So this is the only remedy for like it. The people can, their children will not scratch the rashes on their skin. For that we use this. Then we come to poliomyelitis. Then poliovirus is the smallest known virus. It causes polio uh, in the people. It enters the body through food and water. Then it multiplies in the cells of intestinal walls and infection spreads to the lymphatic system and blood. Then on reaching CNS, that is central nervous system, virus destroys the dorsal horn cells of spinal cord and then it controls the activities of muscles. Therefore, polio people just have distorted like muscle atrophy in arms, legs, and even of larynx also. So without nerve impulses, muscles fail to work and shrink in children. Therefore, it is also called as infantile paralysis. Oral vaccines are available. Soft vaccine is present, and it protects the babies from polio attack. And pulse polio immunization program is organized in India for eradicating polio. So likewise, it's common cold caused by rhinovirus, transmitted through droplet methods. Symptoms can be headache, watery eyes, sneezing, nasal secretions, and coughs. Influenza, that is flu epidemic. Respiratory tract infection is there. Symptoms are chilling. Then fever starts from chills. Then vaccine is available for it. Influenza virus A. Then is rabies, mumps. Mumps is caused by Myxovirus parotiditis and there is swelling of parotid glands. High fever is there. We find difficulty in swelling, and there is earache also. And the vaccine is MMR vaccine for this mumps. Then it's measles. Measles is common childhood disease caused by rubella virus. Virus name is Polynosa morbillorum. And then measles, it is also spread by droplet infection. Um, Typical symptoms are like eruption of small red spots, then inflammation of mucous membrane of nose. Infection is of respiratory tract. Measles is again the infection of respiratory tract, and if patients are given vitamin A to prevent the complications. And for this, Swartz vaccine and MMR vaccine both are present. Then hepatitis. It is viral disease again. Hepatitis A, hepatitis B is there, and hepatitis causes hepatic anorexia. It causes liver damage. It is caused means the virus has single strand linear RNA genome. Like we talked, na, ki it can have RNA or DNA. So like hepatitis A virus has RNA genome, B virus has DNA genome. Then it can be single stranded or double stranded. Then A has single stranded, B has double stranded. And for single stranded RNA genome, the shape is of linear type. So hepatitis A virus is linear in shape. Again, children and adults are susceptible to hepatitis A virus and there is no vaccine for it. Hepatitis B virus causes serum hepatitis and it mostly frequently it is transmitted by blood and blood products. And adults are mostly susceptible to hepatitis B virus, but vaccines are available for them just to we can just protect for a you can not protect it like a lifetime, but yes, you can protect sometimes, and it also runs high risk of liver cancer also. Then is dengue. Dengue fire, viral fever epidemic is there. Nowadays also dengue is present and it spreads by the mosquito Aedes aegypti. Then if it is dengue hemorrhagic fever, then it is one of the dangerous form of dengue because in that case the patients are really serious about they are at risk for several other organs comes at risk. So symptoms are high fever, then severe frontal headache, there is pain behind the eyes, muscle and joint pain is there, loss of appetite, measles like rashes over chest and upper limbs, nausea and vomiting. And it can be prevented, of course, through elimination of mosquito breeding places. Then is yellow fever. Yellow fever is caused by arbovirus, that is hemorrhagic disease transmitted by the infected Aedes aegypti again. Symptoms are headache, fever, vomiting, and rupture of veins in kidneys, spleen, and liver if the disease has progressed very much. In severe cases, skin also becomes yellow from jaundice, and therefore the name came yellow fever. And Max Tiller was the person who got Nobel Prize in 1951 for development of vaccine for yellow fever. Then is chikungunya. Chikungunya is caused by alpha virus that is again transmitted by the mosquito Aedes aegypti. It was first discovered in Tamil Nadu in 2006. The symptoms include high fever, muscular pain, joint pain, conjunctivitis, and arthritis. The medicine is chloroquine phosphate that is 250 mg per day is given. So this is all with your viral diseases.